why Steve Bannon released the Epstein files in November 2018 that breathed new life into the whole Epstein saga by harnessing the cultural power of Me Too. And in terms of the Me Too component here, don't take my word for it. That's what Julie K. Brown, the author of that series, credits for the revitalization of attention around Epstein. Right. And according to Wolf, who wrote another book that was much less read in 2021, Bannon had met Epstein or was introduced to him under circumstances that have been elaborated upon. I would love Bannon to explain how he came to meet Jeffrey in December of 2017. And then according to Wolf, Bannon and Epstein developed a very close relationship, regular phone calls, regular emails, regular in-person meetings, some of which were actually documented by other sources beyond Wolf. Like the New York Post has an article where like some, we'll say of theirs spotted Bannon going into Epstein's townhouse in New York on a particular date. So we have like additional substantiation for this. And the idea was that Bannon was going to be providing Epstein with essentially media strategy advice to rehab his image in the wake of Me Too. And potential, and hopefully from Epstein's perspective, stave off any of the renewed prosecutorial action that did ultimately culminate in him being arrested in July of 2019, imprisoned, and then dying in jail. But 6+ years later, there's this 15 or 16 hours of priceless interview material of Bannon prepping Epstein for what they foresaw could be like a 60 minutes interview or an interview with Gayle King or some other network TV anchor, where, among other things, what would you, of course, expect Epstein to be asked about if he did a network TV interview in 2019 about his relationship with Trump? That was already in the public record. The videos and photos of them cavorting around with one another in the 90s and 2000s and so forth. So obviously, if Bannon was being employed by Epstein to prepare him for a potential network TV interview, one of the questions you'd have to prepare him for was the inevitable deluge of peppering questions about Trump,
Clinton.
And so there's got to
Bill Gates,
like
all that stuff.
So there's got to be hours of priceless material of Epstein in the only known TV style interview he ever did in his entire life. Between 2018 and 2019, there's got to be hours of priceless footage that Bannon's just been sitting on, concealing with virtually no explanation for 6 years.